Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Music by John Williams, a new Disney Plus original documentary from director Laurent Bouzereau, and this film focuses on the life, the legacy, and the career of John Williams, who is arguably the greatest film composer of all time, and has certainly made the biggest cultural impact of any film composer ever. There's so many moments where this film really reinforces the idea, like, any one of these scores that he made, whether it's Jaws or Star Wars or Superman or Indiana Jones, Schindler's List, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, and so many other ones, any given one would have made the career of a composer. And he made all of them. He defined a whole entire generation, or two or three, of composers, and how the perspective on movie music gained so much more notoriety and respect in the world of orchestral music. And this film is a pretty safe kind of film. I don't think John Williams as a person has a life where he had too many deep conflicts. The film does touch upon some of those where he came into conflict, where he became the conductor of this orchestra in Boston, the very popular one, and they had tension because the very nose up kind of perspective on orchestral music versus film composition. But generally, this is a love letter to John Williams and his career, and you hear from him a lot. You gain his perspective, the humanity, the humbleness, and his fun banter with Steven Spielberg. They certainly have a great banter with each other, and there's a lot of funny moments between them. But this film is so impactful because it knows its subject and knows just how magical and impressive the subject is, and honestly lets the subject do a lot of the talking, as in, it really gives a voice to John Williams, but it gives a bigger voice to his music. They edited this perfectly, knowing exactly when to start dropping some of his music in, and I just remember sitting watching this documentary when the Star Wars theme comes on. It just hit goosebumps, bam, nailed it. Or when they're talking about the whole entire situation where John Williams played the Schindler's List theme to Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw for the first time, and they're all crying, and you just feel it. And there's so many great commentators from, well, obviously Steven Spielberg, George Lucas. You have Seth MacFarlane, J.J. Abrams, James Mangold, Chris Columbus, and Kathleen Kennedy, and composers like Thomas Newman and Alan Silvestri, and so many people, even Chris Martin from Coldplay, and just all of those elements coming together and adding so much to the legacy of John Williams, because we're gaining the perspective of the collaborators, but also the people he influenced, and seeing just how deep his music really permeated culture. This film is pretty straightforward. It's put together well. It's a well-made, well-edited, well-organized, well-paced documentary. It pulls you in, and you feel it, you get lost in the music. There's nothing particularly interesting or dynamic about the film, but its subject is so powerful and so impactful that the film knows, and Bouzereau knew exactly how to leverage all of that to make such an affecting and impactful and poignant experience, just getting lost in the love of the music of such an incredible composer. This is such a wonderful watch, and it's right there on Disney Plus. But those are my thoughts on Music by John Williams. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.